Hey everyone, how are you? Hope you're doing really well. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't met, hi, you can call me Shannon, and this is my channel. And today we have a video that I'm kind of nervous about because, as you can see in the title, I'm having my first inventory. Chan! Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people doing mid-year check-in of their makeup inventories, but this is the first video that I make on my channel about this topic, and I feel it's a good idea, especially because lately I've been going crazy buying makeup. This one, it has been better, definitely, but yeah, I have a lot of makeup and I feel like inventory might help me to be more accountable about my collection and get some boundaries. Maybe I'm not sure yet if I want to set some goals. I'm not sure but we'll see. So I have some categories of makeup. I have my notes in this little notebook. So I had planned to make a post on my Instagram at the beginning of this year to make an inventory of my collection at the beginning of 2021. At the end, I never post that, but I kept some of the pictures and I have a pretty good idea of what I had in January of 2021, so we can actually compare the numbers from January to now, that is July. Also, I want to share how many products I have used up and how many I have bought or received through this year. And when I said received, it's not that, of course, it's not that brands are sending me products. There are some orders that I made in December that I didn't receive until March, April. So yeah, when I said that I received something, I mean that I didn't buy it this year, but I received it this year. The numbers that I'll be saying are products that I actually have on my collection, on my drawers. So if there is something that it's on its way that I already have because I already bought but I haven't received yet, those products won't be in the numbers, but I'll mention them because I think it's important to know what I actually have and what I will be receiving in the next months, because I already bought it but it's not actually on my collection yet. And I think this introduction is way too long, I'm sorry, but I want to make things clear before starting. So let's start with the first category. I think I tried to make it in order of what I apply first, but I'm not sure if that order is going to stay. So yeah, let's start with the first category. So the first product that I have on my list are primers, and I don't feel like the primer category is out of control on my collection. I feel pretty comfortable with the number right now and I feel like I have enough variety. At the beginning of the year, I had 3 primers. Since then, I have bought 2, and that leaves me with a total of 5 primers right now. I'm trying to finish one, so I hope that for December I have 4 primers, but if I get another one in the second half of the year, I wouldn't be mad, but I feel like 5 is a good number. Then we have foundation, and this is a category of makeup that I went out of control. At the beginning of the year, I had 3. Those were 2 foundations and a tinted moisturizer, but since then I have bought 7, and I also received a replacement for an order that was missing, and at the end I received both packages. So now I have 11 foundations. Yeah, from 3 to 11. That is not good. I'm working in a lot of foundations right now, but maybe I'll be able to finish 2. I would like to have 10 at the end of the year. I'm not great using foundation, so using 1 will be pretty good, but I'm actually trying to finish 2. But my goal to the end of the year is not to buy any more foundations and to use 1 or 2, and the cap, to say it some way, will be to have 10. Then we have a concealer and color corrector, And again, this is not a category I feel too bad about it. At the beginning of the year, I had 5. One of them is a color corrector, an orange color corrector that, to be honest, I don't use as much. And since then, I have bought 1, so now I have 6. And again, it's a number that I feel comfortable with. I have 5 concealers, 1 color corrector. It's not as bad. I'm trying to finish a concealer right now, but I feel, yeah, this is another category that if at the end of the year I'm at the same number, I will be okay with that. But I will prefer to have 5. Yeah, let's say that. Then we have face powders, and for that I'm counting both loose powders and also pressed powders. And I have a couple of face palettes, and in all the pressed powder products I'm counting the pans. So if I have a palette, a highlighter palette that has 4 highlighters, that counts like 4 highlighter and not as one or as one face palette. So at the beginning of the year I had 6 powders. I think 2 of those were like single products, and the rest of that it's in a palette, in a face palette. And since then I have bought 2 loose powders, and that leaves me with 8. And I don't feel like that's a bad number, considering that like 4 of those 8 are in a palette, in a face palette. I have said that like a million times by now. So I would like to, at the end of the year, have 6. I don't know if that's possible because there is only 6 months left on this year, and I don't use powder as much because I have kind of dry skin, but I'll set that goal. Okay, bronzer. This is another category that doubled since the beginning of the year. Bronzer, I'm counting both actual bronzers and contour shades because for me it's kind of the same. Yeah, I use them kind of at the same way. So at the beginning of the year I had 4. 3 of them it's in the same face palette that I mentioned, and 1 of them was a single product. And since then I have bought 5, so now I have 9. That's not super good, and I don't think I'm going to be able to finish any of those. Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if I end up buying another bronzer. So I'll say that the maximum of bronzers that I want to have in my collection is 10. So I will be able to get 1 more for the rest of the year. I'm not sure if I'm going to, but I like to have the possibility. Then we have blushes, and I think this is the category that exploded since the beginning of the year. Before this year I didn't use blushes at all. In 2020 I had 1 blush, and at the end of the year I decided that I wanted more colors, more options, so I bought a little face palette with only blushes that has 6 blushes. So at the beginning of the year I had 9. Why 9? I'll need to check that, but now I have 24. 24? Wow. How many did I buy? A lot, like 25 blushes. Oh my god. Will I be able to finish any of those? I don't think so, not this year. So yeah, from 9 to 24. I'm not even that crazy about blushes to have that many. Then we have highlighters, and this is a product that I used to really enjoy, but lately if I don't use highlighter, I'm okay with that. And even that way I bought more highlighters in June. Why? But well, at the beginning of the year I had 13 pans of highlighter, and since then I have bought 6, but I have only received 4. So now we have 17 pans of highlighter. I don't want to set any goals there, but I'm hoping I'm going to be able to finish one this year. I've been thinking about that and including that product in a project. I'm not sure in which project yet, but I'm thinking about it. Then we have face sprays, and this is another category that I feel comfortable with. At the beginning of the year I had 6, and since then I have finished 1. So right now I have 5 face sprays or setting sprays, or however you want to call it, and I feel comfortable with that number, and I hope I'm stay at 5. Then we have eyeshadow base. At the beginning of this year I had 1, and since then I have bought another one, so I have 2 now. I feel really comfortable with that number, with 2, but the first product that I got it in 2019, so I'm kind of hoping to finish it this year, but no pressure there. Then we have mascara. At the beginning of the year I had 2. Since then I have used up 1 and I have bought 2, but to be honest I have only received 1. Again, it was something that I bought in 2020, but I received in February. And I also bought a lash primer, so that counts for me as a mascara because I don't have enough lash primers to have another category with that. So yeah, now we have 3 and I feel comfortable with that. I feel comfortable having 2 mascaras at a time, and the primer, it's there. Then we have single eyeshadow products, and I'm not sure how to count this. At the beginning of the year I have 0, and since then I have bought 13 super talk shadows and 1 single product. Yeah, I'll say I have 14. 13 of those are super talk shadows and 1 is a single shadow. But do I want to count the single shadow? Because since then I've been depotting some eyeshadows, so I have more singles, but I don't count them as singles. I don't count them at all. Okay, I'll leave the number of super talk shadows that I have over here and the number of singles or depotted shadows over here, because right now I'm not sure of the number. Then we have brows. At the beginning of the year I had 6. Since then I have used up 1 and bought 3 new brow products. In brow products I have both pencils and gels, so now I have 8. In eyeliners I have the same number. I started the year with 17 and now I have 17 too. I feel like it's a big number, but I feel comfortable with that. Since the beginning of the year I have bought 5 eyeliners, but I also have used up 5, but I'm pretty sure I have only used up 1 and the other 4 were the clutters. I'm pretty sure about that. Then we have lash glue. We started the year with 2. Now in July we're on 2 again. I want to finish one of those, but I don't use lashes as often, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able. Then we go with lip products. At the beginning of the year I have 1, and since then I have now 12. I have the clutter one and bought 12. The one that I have at the beginning of the year was really bad. It was one of the wooden pencils from Wet n Wild. It was so dry and so difficult to sharpen because it kind of started to get broken while I was sharpening it. It was awful. I'm happy with that number, and I wouldn't mind if I get more lip liners. Yeah. Okay, with liquid lipsticks and lipsticks, I don't have the number that I had at the beginning of the year, but you will be seeing it on the screen. But now I have 17 liquid lipsticks, and I'll try to find the exact number that I got in January, but I can only think that I haven't bought any liquid lipsticks this year, and I gave 1 to my sister, but I'm not sure if I declutter any other liquid lipsticks, but I'll leave the number over here. Then we have actual lipstick, like bullet lipsticks, and again, I don't have the number. I only know that I have bought 2 since the beginning of the year, and I lost one on my vacations. That was really sad for me. So now I have 14. Then we have glosses, and I have the numbers for those. In January I had 8. Since then I have bought 7, and I have used up 2. So now we have 13. Sorry if I'm looking down, but I have my notes there. So as I said, now we have 13, and I like that number. I would like to end up having 12 because I'm trying to finish another lip gloss, but both that I have finished are minis. So it wasn't that hard, and I'm trying to finish another mini. So hopefully at the end of the year we have 12. And finally we have the monster of the eyeshadow palettes. At the beginning of the year I have 33 eyeshadow palettes. Since then I have received and bought a lot. I have no idea how many, but way too many. And as right now I have 43 eyeshadow palettes, and there's another one on the way. At some point I had 50, but I decluttered some since then, and I have received another one since my declutter. But yeah, those are a lot of eyeshadow palettes, and I'm not sure if I feel comfortable with that number. But as I said, I declutter all the palettes that I'm not using. I hope that by the end of the year the number will be 43 again, because at the end of the year I'm going to declutter my Panda palette. But yeah, it's a big number. I will feel more comfortable with a number around 40 or 30, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. But yeah, that's everything for today. I hope you got an idea of how big is my collection. It's big. The total amount of products is this one. I don't even know. I'll sum that in a little bit when I'm editing this. And there's a lot of products in my collection. But yeah, that was everything for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I think it's going to be a little bit long, but usually inventory videos are kind of long. And it was kind of fun to film and to count all of my makeup. Kind of eye-opening. Like, the amount of blushes that I have right now, it's crazy when I don't use as much blush. But yeah, if you like this video, please consider subscribing. I will love that, and I hope I see you in the next one. Bye!